Like I say, they don't have to be on the outside of the kennel, to fight each other. They can fight each other right through the fence. And that's a scary sight too. I've actually been bit by a dog trying to break up a dog that's fighting through the fence. I'm trying to separate them through the fence and she ended up biting my finger. So, yeah, it's a real situation. What's good, YouTube? It's Josh from Neighborhood Bullies checking in with another video. And today I'm just give y'all some helpful tips on how to deal with kennel fights. Man, it's something I've dealt with several times in my program. It's almost something that seems inevitable in a way. Like you can't get away from it, but I guess dealing with this breed, the American Bully breed, or the Terrier breed of any kind, you're gonna be dealing with some hot-headed dogs or, anything like that. So these are the best tips I came up with over the years to try to lower the risk of my dogs fighting or, getting into kennel fights, because sometimes they'll even fight through the cage. They don't have to be loose on the outside of the cages to fight. If your dogs are in a cage and you have a cage right beside another one and there's only like one fence panel between it, like some people try to save space, or even if you got two panels between it, the dogs on both sides, if they want to, they'll fight each other through the fence. And they'll be biting at each other through the fence. And I've had some to actually be locked on to each other through the fence. They'll have, the other one's mouth and be pulling at it through the fence. And, the other one's trying to pull back through the fence. They can't really get a good grip on each other through the fence, but they can catch a piece of skin and lock onto it and not let go and just yank at it through the fence. So I've seen that several times. So what I like to do to keep that from happening is I put some type of barrier between each kennel so that way the dogs can't even see each other. And when the dogs can't see each other, that lowers the tension, lowers the risk of the dogs getting excited to the point where they want to go at each other, or especially if dogs in heat, and that's going to really reduce the chances of your female dogs, that may be close together, of them going at it through the fence because of whatever reason. And then I've also seen a dog go at another dog. If you got a dog, or if you got a fence and you got one bowl of dog food on one side and you got another bowl of dog food on the other side of the fence, and when both dogs come up to those dog bowls to eat, they're not really necessarily paying attention that it's a fence between them. They just know it's somebody close to them that's eating, and sometimes they'll get aggressive at each other just by one of them eating out the food bowl that's close to the other one. And that is a little bit of food aggression, which is something I'm definitely trying to breed out of my program, breed away from, but some dogs just happen to have food aggression. Some dogs just so happen to, not play about their food. And just some things you can't help. Some dogs just go at it like that. But yeah, for the most part, what I found to help is putting some type of barrier between them. And I put a video up, if I can remember, I put a video up here of what I mean by, whether it be a sheet of plywood or any type of wood you might use, or if you use some kind of metal, put something between your dog kennels where they can't see each other all the time. And I know it may seem boring to, have a dog in one section where you can't see no other dogs, but sometimes that's what you got to do to lower the tension in the yard and to keep from having kennel fights. Because like I say, they don't have to be on the outside of the kennel, to fight each other. They can fight each other right through the fence. And that's a scary sight too. I've actually been bit by a dog trying to break up a dog that's fighting through the fence. I'm trying to separate them through the fence and she ended up biting my finger. So, yeah, it's a real situation. And if you can, always keep something by your kennel, to stop a dog fight, or whether it be a stick, or if you have any kind of mace, whatever you may have, keep something around your kennel area where you can get to real quick in case a fight breaks out, because once two dogs start going at it, if you know, it's quick. It happens quick, and then next thing you know, is bloody, and it can get ugly real fast. So especially if it's a group of dogs. If it's a lot of dogs, then you really got a problem. Because if one set of dogs get at it, then it's like fighting in the streets. If one person start to fight, then another person feel like they want to fight too. So it's gonna be more fights breaking off if you got a lot of dogs loose and one fight breaks out. So that's just something to keep in mind. Know what dogs to have out together. know which dogs don't get along well with other dogs, and keep those dogs separated the best you can, because if you can't, it's gonna be an ugly situation. I'm telling you, it's gonna turn out bad. I done been there plenty of times, several times. So yeah, that's just a little tip I got for today. You know, we changing lives one puppy at a time. Neighborhood Bullies Josh, checking out.